Peace in from the black holes of Dakota Territory, United States of Advertising. Stan Gibilisco here. Yesterday I actually went to church. There is a beautiful church here in my hometown, and it has a congregation of only a handful of people, but it's a beautiful, one of those old ones, you know, with the stained glass windows and the roof with all the beams up there crisscrossing each other. Probably kind of a good idea around here with all the snow that can accumulate on roofs from time to time. But when I went in, the priest and his assistant were ringing the bell by pulling on these ropes in the entryway, calling everybody to worship the Lord our God. And that was what I went there intending to do. I haven't been able to go every Sunday, although I would like to, based on certain factors that are occurring right now in my life. But that very factor allowed me to go yesterday. And so we sang the hymns and the incantations, and it's a very old-fashioned service. It's an Episcopal church, and that's very close to the Roman Catholic. I think it was the first to split off from the Roman Catholic, but in any case, it has one of those pipe organs with the pipes visible up in front, and all these windows make it so that you don't know what is outside of the church. It could be mountains, and it could be the ocean, or it could be a bunch of buildings, a bunch of old buildings like it happens to actually be. But the priest is an old man, an old school guy, and if I have one complaint about the church, it's that they need those amplifiers on so we can hear what people are saying up there. But my main reason was to go for Holy Communion at the rail where you go up and you kneel down, and I feel like I'm at the Lord's Supper table. Well, as I left the church, the priest, who is a little hard of hearing, so he turns his head and I have to repeat everything I say, just about, because I don't talk that loud and he can't hear that well, and he says, "How are you feeling?" And I said, "Oh, well, maybe a little better." He says, "Well, you don't look any better." Now, one thing I like in a person and admire in a person is honesty. A dishonest priest you can't trust, but there's no evidence that this guy has any dishonesty in him at all. I suppose I didn't look any better, but I did feel better, a little bit. And I was walking really slow because, well, you know, at that time of day on Sunday, everybody walks slow, don't they? Especially when the ice is so treacherous outside that you just get used to shuffling along. Otherwise, you're going to go down and end up in the emergency room again. So, the gist of this story is honesty has two sides, just like a coin has two faces. A sword has two edges. Honesty has two sides. Without those sides, without both of them, it wouldn't be honesty. So, all I can tell you people out there listening to this is I like you just as much as I did before I started this video, and I'll probably like you just as much as I do before I start the next video. Just don't get smart on me, alright? Comments, by the way, the reason I leave comments open sometimes, especially with these faces, these selfies, also known as faces, also known as feces, is because the iPad, which I use it for, by default leaves those things open, and although I don't really see any reason to leave comments open here, but you know, unless you want to tell me that, no, that was a terrible thing to say, or something like that. In any case, Stan Gibilisco is done yammering for this one. But I just thought that's a real hoot. I'm not feeling all that chipper. I'm not in that chipper a mood. And then a guy says, "You look just as horrible as you did the last time I saw you." He sure is lucky I wasn't a woman. Stan Gibilisco saying peace out. Until next time, so long.